Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Vanilla Heroes. Last episode, we took on this gigantic sorting system that literally covers every single item in game, which is honestly just a mad feat in itself, and the amount of redstone that went into it was a pain in the butt. But I'm really glad to have it done. It feels great actually being organized for once, and we're not even at that point yet because we haven't actually ran any of our items through the system. So that's what we're going to do today. Today's task is going to be, you see that little piece of packed ice right there? We want to hook that up to the bulk storage system here. We need to get ourselves set up with a little bit of an overflow, just in case anything fills up too much along the way and an item gets skipped. We don't want it to despawn, so we're going to put it into a little overflow station. And we also need to get ourselves set up here with our own sort of transfer line, I think is the best way to put it. Because what the end goal is going to be is I want any overflow items to go through a transfer line back to here. That way anything that's left over, it'll be pretty apparent to us that we have anything. And then the other thing that I need to do is the transfer line through here and into the beginning of this system to kind of start its journey. My concerns are transfer line. I don't want it to go through the aquarium, but I don't want it to look like an eyesore, so we need to kind of figure out how we're going to do that. And I think the best way to do that is just going to be to go ahead and start work on getting the rest of the sorting system hooked up, and we can kind of think about what we're going to do for the transfer line while we get this all set up. Okay, so to get things started, I think we will start with building this pillar all the way up to here. How much higher we gotta go? Quite a bit. Okay, we're almost there. Think we're gonna have to go with something like that coming out of here and then hitting a chest right here. Alright, well, while I kind of go about getting this fully set up, I did want to kind of give a disclaimer about the way that I'm setting this up. I thought of a couple ways of doing this, and 100% putting it completely on the ice with just a little sliver touching the hopper versus putting the water on the hopper and just a little bit on the sliver of ice. Putting it on the ice, from what I can tell, is way better. It's also quite a bit slower putting it on the hopper. But with the way that I've set up the sorters on this side, I couldn't do that without having to kind of adjust the entire thing. Like, I would have to put the ice here and then move this system. I don't feel like moving any of the redstone itself. So I think this will make sense, even if it is just slightly slower. It's an issue that we ran in with the center column of it. I was watching it pretty hard with my camera account just to make sure that it never got stuck, and I'm not seeing any sticking happening anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and try it on this. It's going to give us, it gives us more room. Otherwise, we would have to stick it out, and I don't want that just for fear of future messing up the wall. And then the other question that I want to ask you guys is, as far as doorways go, my thought was that I was going to have 4 giant... We're okay. We were going to have 4 giant gateways on each corner, and it can still work on these 3 walls, but on this wall the sorter here kind of gets in the way. So we have 2 options. We can put in the gateway, and when we get to it, we're just going to have the bubble vader right here, over, drop down, keep going. Or we can make this wall be almost like a decorative wall and have the other 3 have doors. But now that I say that out loud, I kind of just want to go ahead and get it up and over. I think we'll wait. We'll go ahead and just get this set up, and then when we get to the doorways, if it gets in the way, we will fix it. I think this should pretty much take care of it, and I want to say that ice is amazing, and I wanted to give you guys a quick little example of what I mean by the water stream being okay, but it's not perfect. So if I throw it into here, you'll see, oh, or I'll pick it up. Trial 2. This is going great. All right, let's give this one more shot. Boom. Why did that one stick? All right, next attempt is going to be to get rid of that and put a blue ice there, since it's just a little bit more slippery. And see if that does it. No. Okay. So I think what we're going to have to do instead then is actually make this go this direction first and loop back around so it has a bit more momentum. Let me get that all sorted out real quick. Okay. So we've looped it all the way around and had to do a little bit of finagling over there. So let's see if this works any better. Oh, much better. Okay, and now it's making it all the way through. But you see what I mean by when it goes over the hopper, it does a slight stutter. Like, it still has some of that slipperiness from the ice block, but it's not nearly as much. So you have to let it have quite a bit more momentum to actually get it over it. But that should be this set up and all good to go. So now what we need to do is set, wait, we need to get the bubble column in place. You guys are going to let me get away without doing that. Let's break into here. Then we'll break that out and fall to our death. Oh, water flows down. Never mind. So we'll just build that up all the way. Now, I see a lot of people doing the kelp trick, and I'm not saying that the kelp trick doesn't work, but I feel like this is a lot easier than the kelp trick. And we're good. All right, the bubble vader is in. Let's go ahead and get overflow set up real quick. Oh, and before I forget, let's go ahead and put a lid on this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, that should keep it from any of the items launching out of this system. All right, so this is going to be the spot where they drop down into. So what I'm thinking is if we can push it here, and then right here I want to go ahead and put our chest corner, and then line the rest of this right here with all the packed ice that I have in my inventory, something like that. Right? And then from here, we'll just chest all the way down. Dang it. Still got to get used to that. Okay. And then take our hoppers right here. And that should be plenty of overflow for us. So if we just pin this in all the way, like that. And then pin this in all the way like that. We'll put iron bars across the top here. We'll put this across the top here. And then just in case anything gets all the way through that, which it really shouldn't, let's go ahead and put one at the end where things can actually pull up, and I'll just have to check on it every once in a while. I think that's a good idea. We can put a little block there, something like that. Now grab our regular ice and pop it there. Goes round, 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 slab, and ice, all the way to the end. That is perfect. Let's go ahead and put a slab there just to be safe. And I think that should be our storage setup. So what we're gonna do, throw that through there. Bye, Axe. Bye-bye. And come back over here and just wait, I guess. Hopefully what this will say is that there's no clogs in the system, nothing's getting lost, and we should see it pop up in this chest if everything goes properly. And if it doesn't, then we've got other things to worry about. Alright, well, I haven't seen it come through yet. And we've been recording for about 3 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get dive cam up and see if it got stuck somewhere. Okay, so I don't see it here, but I think I did find the first problem. It's definitely not going to make it there if we don't have water here. But I don't know why I don't see the axe anywhere. Did we just let our axe despawn? Okay, so that problem is fixed. Let's go ahead and throw these Curse of Vanishing Pants into the mix and see if we have better luck this time around. It seems I missed them going in, but they did make it all the way down here, as well as a stone slab, apparently, that I probably broke when I was fixing that. Okay, so all items do actually make it through the system now. Now, I have one more test that I want to do before I consider this good, because I do have my camera account on, and I'm slightly worried. Someone brought up that this system might not work if I'm in the wrong corner. Like, it might not register certain items, but I at least want to make sure that if it doesn't register certain items, it at least sends them all the way through the system and they don't get stuck somewhere. So I'm actually going to stand on this far corner, waiting for these pants to come back with my camera account off. So let's go ahead and throw those in. Disconnect dive cam. And sit down here hoping for the best. I can't tell if I'm... Oh! That was perfect timing. I was about to say that I couldn't tell if I was just being impatient, and it seems that I was. The pants did actually make it all the way through the system without anything else loading up the far corner, so we should be fine on all accounts for that. So the final part that I want to get done today is setting up a system that will allow us just to let all the chests unload their junk into here, and we can move forward from there. Alright, let's see how we can make this work. I think if we put a hopper there, and then is it right here? That's the punch through hole? I guess everywhere's a punch through hole now that I got the beacon down here. Let's pillar ourselves out real quick. Right there. So if we put the dropper right here, we should be able to make our comparator clock right there. Okay, so it's not going to make a big difference if I do it this way, instead of just going directly into the side of the dropper, because the dropper is still going to be moving so slow that it's really not going to matter. So I think with that, we could throw that into there. Let's throw a bit of ice into it and hop down there, make sure that's working right. Boop. Yep, looks like it's working a charm. So we need to break all of that, right? And then this is where it's going to get tricky. I need to figure out how I'm going to get down to there. I think this is center. So what I think the best bet for us to do is actually just going to be to pillar up from here. Oh, I hate slimes. Come on. Let me up. Let me up. Wow, it's dark up here. Okay. That is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and branch off this way back towards where we were building. Alright, that worked out perfectly. It lines up fantastic to this corner. So what I'm thinking is going to have to happen is something like this, right? And then maybe just stair-stepping it as much as I can right here. So we can get up here, but I can't jump up to here. That's perfect. And then something like that should still work fine. Something like that. Okay. And then from there, we can actually go up higher. Right about there is probably about as good as we're going to get. Like that. And then can I get a piece in there? No. What about here? Okay. We get a piece there. Then I think we are one too low here. So whenever we can jump up and place a piece, we'll place a piece here. Right there. And that should be everything we need to hook ourselves up to here. Alright. Not my favorite bit of work, but it'll get the job done. So I think in the end, that's all that really matters. We did it, but that looks absolutely horrible. Like, I don't think there is a nice way to put it. That looks atrocious. I don't know how we're going to make that look good. Too low or just right? I think that's just right. So let's keep moving over this way. Oh, we got our haste back. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that there. We can go ahead and slap up here to make it where most of this isn't spawnable. And from here, let's do a slab there. That right there. And just kind of work our ice path the rest of the way back. I'm actually thinking we could probably get away with bringing our soul sand here and just the items skating across the ice because there's so much space there. So if I do something like slab here instead, and then let's go get ourselves some soul sand. Ice, soul sand. Like that. Yeah, bad idea. Break that. Boom. And then break our way all the way down. And to my knowledge, this should be us all hooked up. Now, I've got one concern, so I think I'm going to go ahead and fix it up before we run the official test. I think I want to go ahead and make that fully enclosed. That way there is no chance of an item accidentally shooting too far or something. But that should be a quick fix, and I think it'll be time for us to actually run this thing. I think what the test is going to be now is to fill this chest up with random things. We'll just fill it up with ice, because that should be a relatively far down the line thing. And I'm going to hop onto the camera account. We're going to look down there and see if it works, or if it just looks absolutely junk. Actually, let's throw a mix of stuff in there. Boom. Alright, I'll meet you guys on the camera account. Alright, it is a bit dark down here. And let's go check it out down at the corner. Ooh. Not good. They're floating. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I mean, they're still working, but they're bunching up a lot until they get better. How's it looking the rest of the way down here then? It seems to be just that big one that's being a big problem child. Alright, so test number 2 is underway. Let's see if it looks like it's getting stuck anywhere. It's just going down the hill, all the way down. That is looking 100 times better. And it all goes straight to here. Around the corner. And oh yeah, that is looking so much better. Okay, I thought something got stuck, but it seems like it's just lag. Let's go on. Oh yeah, I'm happy with this. So what I think we're gonna have to do now is I'm gonna let this run all the way through just this chest. We'll come back and check to make sure stuff is looking okay. What's in this chest? Cobblestone. Okay. Alright, sweet. So we'll let this run, make sure no items get stuck, and then from there, I think it might just be set ourselves up to run everything else through it. Alright guys, so it took almost half a day to go through all of those chests through the system, and with that taking place, I did find one flaw in our system, and it actually has nothing to do with the sorters. It has to do with the unloader that I made. So what we have is, yeah, that's what I thought. So I threw 6 redstone blocks through the system, and 1 still managed to make it through. And it's not a problem with the hoppers filling up, it's more of a problem with the hoppers having a cooldown time before they can pick anything else up. So let's go ahead and throw that through real quick, and we're gonna hop down here and fix it. Alright guys, so we are back, and I felt like this was a much easier view to kind of explain to you what was happening here. This is a design by PallaPalla. It is fantastic and takes into account what I was forgetting, which was the hopper cooldown. Works the same way ours did with the comparator clock, but instead of a 1 input, 1 output, this does a 2 input. Let's see if I can get you a good view. 2 input and a 2 tick output. Now, the trapdoor catches it in place just long enough to get them to join together, and it also slows them down enough to where by time it reaches the hopper, the past one had already cooled down enough. This has led to us actually not having a single block come through. So these are the redstone and the slabs from when we actually made the project. And aside from that, nothing else has managed to make it through. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And what we're working on now is running some bulk storage items to fill up these sections first before they make it to there. And that'll probably take us the rest of tonight. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, I really appreciate a like. I also appreciate you guys just taking the time to watch this video. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't feel afraid to subscribe. It's very much appreciated, and every little bit helps. We've got some big things left to do. We need to figure out how to make this look good. I'm going to be thinking pretty long and hard on that. And then the other thing that I want to do is, we've been pushing this project off quite a bit. We got this edge terraformed, so why don't we go ahead and get this part terraformed in the next episode? Well, now that I've put it out there, I guess we got to do it. So I will catch you guys in the next one for us terraforming the rest of the aquarium and getting our base looking so much better. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. This thing is working like a charm, guys, but just listen. We got a whole factory underneath us, apparently. This thing is so loud.